Okay, Grings. Somebody else is here. Yeah, take over the. Yeah, she's yeah, I'd wash them old clothes, and then I was gonna get rid of them actually. And then I hung them up, and then Priscilla tore them down and made a bed out of it. I slept there all day. So whatever works for you. So I guess I'll keep them. Um, so okay, this is Saturn return energies. That's you don't have to necessarily go by what astrology says about that. Great. What are you doing? She's back. Yeah, she can't. She's all over the place. She's like here, there. She jumps down. She comes back. She's just indecisive of where to go. See how she's back. The Saturn return. I forget what the. Where's it? It's just a person crosses over a major threshold and enters a new stage of life. So you don't necessarily go by what astrology has to say, like when it happens. You might just pick up on it intuitively and just follow that. So that's a big deal. That's a good thing. So especially when things aren't going so great before. So yeah, you have to get necessarily go. I mean, even astrology, I would think more of the advanced astrologers know that they don't know, not everything is, in the data, So anyway, still a lot of mechanics, that stuff. So, but there's like an alternative version, there's just anyway, it doesn't really matter. And also the Zeta Gray. So this happens to their perspective of future human or just the current state of humanity. Not that not that we're all going to turn into Zetas in the future or anything like that, but some will. But just getting their perspective, because they do come from like a world that's been destroyed. At least some of them have been. Not all of them are like that. Some are just freaks of evolution or whatever. There's all different, reptilians created it or whatever. Now in sun too long. They did it to themselves and other realities, whatever, whatever. There's always a different understanding of it. So there's that. YouTube is doing everything it can to suppress my channel. More power to them. Well, at least it's still there, I guess. I guess that's a good thing. Oops. I guess that's lost a bunch of subscribers for whatever reason. The whole Trump thing. Yeah, the thing about the politicians who start worshiping that stuff. It's like, yeah, there's a lot of worshiping going on this planet. Maybe too much. Yeah, it's just the norm. That's why I wonder if there's any ascension energies in this planet at all. You're just gonna be worshiping somebody. So it's like, whatever. Do what you gotta do, right? Focus on yourself, and if people need a God, so be it. Because they have no faith in themselves. There's a lot of that going on. That's for damn sure. So time to come. We have private sessions, scheduler, shop here. Okay. Yep. Keep it nice and quick. So things are, simplifying more and more. So anyway, a lot of the mainstream spirituality is just mostly just entertainment. So many people have not healed the drama or the trauma within themselves, so they have to be entertained in some form or another. Makes you wonder why we're here at all. Why we're here dealing with that. Whatever. So whatever works for you. All right, so going to Saturn energies, basically whatever Saturn has to say, necessarily, or some of it might be returned. Just a transition coming in life. That's all. That's good. Fleshing out the old and with the new, and this is coming through after the new or the full moon energies, which is kind of intense. Man, I don't normally tap into full moon stuff or like ever. And I definitely felt it yesterday for sure. Yeah, yesterday because it was more intense yesterday. Today's not so bad. Yesterday was this damn. Even the week, mostly yesterday though. So, all right. Yesterday means Friday. This is now Sunday. So, all right. For Solus here, still co-pilot. Fritzy's sleeping. Being the queen. And okay, I'll also go to the Zeta perspective. Like I said, just the Zeta perspective, just a perspective. That's all. Whatever. I might connect to other beings for that too. Something different. So, all right, here we go. Blessings. Greetings. Saturn frequencies. There's a lot of this with belief and what is real, what is not. Realism is not always believed, like spiritualism is not always believed. You'd be surprised how many souls here are just not real, as you know, not ready to connect with themselves. So they create a version of themselves, an animated version, a cartoon version, a fantasy version of themselves. And so they're ready to just, face who they truly are. And drama and even drama and trauma is another way of avoiding one's self. Sometimes it's an excuse. Now there's sometimes real trauma, yes, and you just can't get out of it. There's a process of it, understood. Others just use it as a way of victimhood to hide from themselves for whatever it is. Well, when you face yourself, it's easier to heal your problems actually. And it's like there's different ways of going about it, but it's basically just it's self-love basically. It's kind of like sitting in the chair of yourself, and this is how it is, and you can actually improve yourself greatly by doing that. But when you're living in a fantasy version of yourself, you can be all over the place. Attacking others, definitely attacking others because you're just not ready to. And now when they say you're not ready, meaning that you just don't want to. It's more like that. You just don't want to. And when you turn on the fantasy reality, the delusion energy within yourself, like a lot of times it's more interesting than your dull human self. So it's just something to think about of just kind of like, if you want to connect more to your powers, basically, it's kind of like you just make peace with yourself. You can say it's another word for it. It's just, it's kind of like you're just sitting in your human avatar. This is how it is. It helps you actually, once again, improve yourself and just increase your abilities greatly because you're not lying to yourself anymore. And that's part of the delusion frequencies. The delusion energy is kind of like putting a TV in your mind and just turning on whatever fantasy world you want to. And you get more and more distant from yourself. That's how you make more mistakes. You get in the wrong relationships, wrong friendships, wrong everything. It's like running from yourself. It's very common here, as some of you notice. Yes, you're blaming politicians or the elites or whatever, and the elite can care less. It's like the elitists are taught all of these things. Yes, all this metaphysical, black magic, white magic, and they cancel out karma sometimes, but it usually finds its way to them. But at least they're mature enough to handle it. Well, because they can also bring in karma quicker for themselves, so they don't have to do it in the next life. To give you understand, they might lose a lot of money or have a lot of health issues, whatever it might be. But at least they're mature enough to deal with it. Now, that doesn't say you need to become an elitist, but to understand that's how they're taught. At least some of them are taught. It's just they do see humanity as a baby, as a child. Now that's not necessarily a judgment. It's just they're just taking care of the place until the world is ready to humanity is ready to step in its own energy and just take the world back. And but also it's bravery to just wander around as many do, because there's still a lot to learn here at the phase of the world is currently. So it's like you incarnate into a mall instead of just getting the things that you want, or I mean things that you need to improve yourself. You just get things that you want, and you're just wandering around, mall hopping, just hanging out with friends, not really doing a hell of a lot. Even the school system, it designed as you know as a mind control program that can be easily improved or removed, because you can just get knowledge from the Akashic and just, I mean, you learn from each other, and you do that now, but of course, many people learn the wrong things from each other. Well, they learn how to be more distant from themselves, or then you bring in like why so many, well, some come, with a blank slate, and that's the other thing is to just become other people. There's a lot of that happening. Well, but that's also, depending on the soul's journey, the individual's journey. That's it's like you're kind of like being an actor. You're seeing how it is to laugh like that person, have similar mannerisms until you can find yourself. Yeah, what works for you? Because a lot of times, a lot of individuals here don't really like what they came in with, so they want to put something else there. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that can be a long time of figuring that out. Yeah, just trying to figure out who you want to be here. Not to say you're trying to be an actor, but it is you're trying on different personalities, laughter, sounds, and so on. And yeah, that can take a long time. That's a little bit different than just when you're soul searching. It's different than just not wanting to be, because you don't even know who you are. How can you sit within yourself if you don't know who you are? And there's a lot of that going on too. But of course, the world here doesn't always know how to understand that, or it's not supposed to. Like on an individual level, you just find it eventually. But there's a lot of wandering souls here, as you can see. It's just not as is it a lost world? It's a world that doesn't. It's designed, for just not, for society not to take responsibility for itself. It's designed to kind of like being a wandering society. It's just, and that's okay for now. Eventually, humanity will come out of this phase. It's kind of is not full fledged, not yet. When it just wants to grow up fast, and it can, but why do that when you can squander it? Might as well be a mall rat for now, because eventually the planet itself would want to transform, but you still have quite some time for that. Actually, then you talk about the ascended Earth. This world is not interested in that. Well, the Mother Earth will kind of like keep the daycare or the school. There's different daycare. There's high school, middle school energies for the soul. It's going to keep it where it needs to be and nurture it until it's no longer needed. So, like the universe itself says, okay, we've had enough of this place. We're going to go learn somewhere else, and this world can finally progress into its mature stage, and even close down because it's kind of done. It's this is its prime right now, you can say. Blessings. Green sea, we have the Zetas, sending energies. Yes, of course, there's a lot of drama with the aliens. Just that there's humans here that just can't let things go, and this world, I feel like they're the opposite of this planet. They, this world is basically you come eventually. Will It's like facing yourself to some level, maybe not fully, but it is get you face your fears and just whatever it is that you need to face. It's different for everybody. But some of you, yes, are here to assist others to find them, so like find their potential, and then they bite your hand and then regret it later. But that's not that you're there to push that agenda. But yeah, and sometimes they have to reincarnate here several more times just because they can't seem to get it right. But some of you come from ancient times, as you know. The galactic, some of you have caused these problems here, but that was done on purpose for others to learn. It's like you learned it yourself sometimes. Sometimes you can't always learn what you teach. Sometimes you're your worst student. But as for the future human, well, future humanity will be gracious towards what is happening now. It's like, be surprised they even got to where they are. There will be a lot of feline frequencies known in the future, also canine, but a lot of feline energies. Basically, kind of like to, yes, for society to make major peace with itself, also with the Earth. You'd be surprised how many humans here fight the Earth, fight the timelines. There's a lot of fighting there. Well, it's not winning the lottery because it's a mind. It's humanity has not learned how to fight the mind control that's here. That's on so many different levels. Even before you're born, you can feel it because you feel it through the parents' energy. And it's something like winning the lottery, for example, or whatever type of wealth. Well, just that, especially when you're trying to relive a past life and it doesn't always work out that way. You'd be surprised how many try to relive a past life and you just can't get it working, whatever it might be. Past life, you might be able to play an instrument in this lifetime. You're not here to play an instrument, you're here to do other things. But you're just constantly wanting to play another instrument and so on. So interesting, there's so many here that are actually spirit guides that assisted of famous people in the past, and then they incarnate here thinking that they should, once again, follow that path. And not, a lot of times they're just here to heal. But then again, if you feel like you need to whatever, be a rock star or whatever in your own mind, so be it. But a lot of it's just healing. Because you'd be surprised how many spirit guides come here to heal after being a spirit guide. Yeah, you think, why would they come to this world? Well, this is where all the problems came from as being a guide. So they come here to just face their fears, relax, sometimes just make peace with themselves in general. Because this world can really screw up your spirit team big time. As some of you probably pick up on that to some level. But you can drive them crazy, but that's the point. But you're improving, and so are they, and they can lose their minds maybe more than you sometimes. So like you might get angry, and they have not got out of the trauma of you being angry for 4 or 5 years. They're in spirit; they still feel it. So they're definitely assisting the growth of those around you. You might not always be aware of it. It's just the arrangement. Well, they appreciate it, even if they feel nauseated. But the future human energies, I just feel like you come more peace to your reptilian, the dragon frequencies, just basically the human evolution of just your origins, the founders of your reality will come to peace eventually, not in this lifetime. All the drama here has to cool down. Humanity itself has to just come together, which is not happening. There's too many agendas, and that's not from your race. It's just regular individuals. Well, it's a certain it's what the soul needs to go through. So every individual soul has a direction, and it has to clear itself out, and eventually this world will find a way of just it wants to relax and just have some more peace to itself. And then if you can't find chaos here, you just find it somewhere else. It's like there's no more chaos. The world's tired of it. Obviously not tired of it yet. There will come to a time of it. It's ready to move on, just like everybody else. But it's not quite at that level. And this planet can easily look like Saturn, or this planet is very Saturn-like. As some of you might notice. Of course, you might not have the full definition of what Saturn's like, but it's like this. As you can see, it causes a problem, and then you have to kind of sit in that. You make a decision, whatever it is, and whatever it is, you have to live with the consequences of it. That's very Saturn-like. And this world digs a hole deep, as you can see, into the lower dimensions to challenge yourselves. But then, so you're not going to forget this knowledge. I don't think so. Some will, of course, always going to someone, and then they have to repeat it again at some point or not, if they, depending if they want to or not. But yeah, I just, well, one of the reasons incarnating here is for your soul to remember, especially when you go through all these challenges. So don't forget. So just, you have to go through this again, because what you're learning here helps your future incarnations, help you heal the past incarnation. A lot of it's future. It's both, but future is to get you to the next level of your soul evolution, whatever it might be. It doesn't mean it has to be of a title. It can just be healing, all these emotions here, just coming to peace of it, whatever it might be. It's not always going to make itself completely clear. It doesn't have to, but everyone here is here to move to the next level of their evolution. Now, with those, even if you deny your own, like you can do all these abilities, but they deny it and just kind of keep themselves isolated, you still have some kind of growth, just not the amount of growth. You don't have the leap that you could have, but there's always something. It's just healing the shadow is not so easy. Healing the narcissist energy. Some do take the narcissism just a shield, and but it can also be a double-edged sword. Like you're keeping others away, but also stabbing yourself in the back at the same time. They're not always aware. Like sabotaging, self-sabotage, basically. It's another way of explaining, narcissism. It's like, yeah, they might be draining you and ruining your life, but they're doing worse for themselves. Yeah, major descension there. That's up to them, though. So, best for the future human frequency. Making peace with yourself. We can make peace with others. Doesn't mean to make peace with you. But it's interesting to put that out there. It's like, okay, I'm making peace with everyone around my family, whoever, and you'll probably feel who's not making peace with you. Just another perspective.